It's reporting.
Yeah, good.
Okay.
Did the mind become very quiet?
It was quiet for a while. Then towards the end, thoughts came in.
Oh, okay. So what do you do when the thoughts come in?
When the thought came in, is when I do not aware that it's followed. But after that, when it awareness is just like
when the thought come in, you realize you lack mindfulness. Isn't it? You were not mindful for that period. Isn't it? Then what do you do after that?
Aware of the that time my heartbeat was quite strong, so aware of the heartbeat.
You should go there.
Heartbeat.
Go there and let the awareness be with the heartbeat. Always remember, don't try to know. Don't try to know. Just aware, finish. Aware, finish. Aware, finish. Even the vibration or whatever, even the pounding of the heart or whatever, then just aware, finish. Aware, finish. That word finish is very important. No? Don't let the sankhara continue. That's not. A lot of people don't know how to meditate. They think aware means must know. Awareness is not to know. Awareness is aware before the knowing. So just allow it to be. So initially you can feel your heartbeat, your vibration, or like steel gross, pounding and all those things. Never mind, let it be. Then even the sankhara activity, the thought process, the movement, you aware that it's coming. Don't try to analyze, don't try to do anything. Just maintain awareness. That's why the fourth support is very important. I realize a lot of people don't know how to do this awareness-based meditation. It's actually very simple. Don't try to do anything. Because whenever you try to do something, you are making the thought active. Who is doing? The thought is trying to do something. The thought is trying to analyze. The thought is trying to check whether I do it correctly or not. Should I do it like that, do it like that? Once the thought is active, you cannot be in sati. Always remember that. So whatever arises, let it be. Let it be means what? Aware, finish. The word finish is very important. That moment, aware, finish. Okay. Today, maybe I want to go into this a bit deeper so that you know. And when you understand this understanding, your meditation progress very fast. Your mind becomes quiet very fast. So this support for awareness-based meditation is number one, relax. Relax body and mind. Relax into every mind state that arises. Then number two is maintain awareness or mindfulness. Just aware. After you relax, you just maintain awareness. Just aware, finish. Aware. Whatever that arises, your mind has to pick up something. It can be a vibration, it can be a sound, it can be anything. It can be the thought. Just aware. Don't try to know. Just aware, finish. Aware, finish. By doing that, your mind transforms. Then this, whatever activity that goes on, sankhara, thinking, or even the vibration within your body, they will start to slow down. Because when you don't give it any attention, it's like you are in deep sleep. Deep sleep. So all this start to slow down, slow down. Then the nature take over and heal your body. That's why you like recuperate inside there. Like you are like a dead person. You know what is a dead person? Cannot respond to anything. But the only difference between a meditator and a dead person is the meditator is still aware. You understand? The awareness is there. A dead person without awareness, they don't want to know, but they cannot know. So, it is a very good form of meditation, but without awareness, you are not meditating. So, the only difference is you must maintain awareness, that's it. That's why number three, the third support is maintain awareness. if possible for 24 hours. Then the last one is trust. This one later only you do. Yeah? You don't do so fast. You have to become very stable in your first three support. Then until your mind become very quiet, very still, until your mind enter passaddhi, and then only you come to this fourth support. The fourth support is when you have realized your true mind, your silent mind, without thought. When the mind is just naturally quiet and still, without any movement, that is your true mind, your silent mind. During that time, you're just aware around your heartbeat area, your chest area. Let it detect. It will detect your gateway. It will detect. So, without interference from your memory, your conditioning, your thought process, the awareness by itself, which is aware without thought, will locate the gateway. Because this gateway can only be located when you are without thought, when you are just aware. So silence everything and let things be. Until this awareness is able to locate that gateway. Then when it is able to locate that gateway, something will happen. Only the meditator who is going through that will understand. But when it happens that time, always remember, don't use your thought to try to do things or meditate. Trust means trust your nature to develop the meditation, the internal movement, the locating of the gateway. Everything is naturally by the silent mind, by itself, without any thought. If there is any thought, you cannot locate the gateway. Where the gateway is the gateway to your nature. And your nature is the unconditioned. It cannot have thought. Once there is any thought, you cannot do this. That's why just silent, relax, away, until it detects. Then when it detects, something will happen. It's like all your yin-yang energy, they will start to melt inside that gateway. It will go in. And your awareness will know. Then when it go in, don't try to concentrate or focus or do anything. Just relax. Relax. The more relaxed you are, the smoother is the flow. Then when this yin-yang energy goes through the gateway, it gets transformed into pure energy. You will understand all this when you are able to do it. Then when it becomes pure energy, it is intelligent. It understands what is going on. That's why you don't use your thought to direct it, or to focus or concentrate or do anything. Don't. If you do that, it becomes thought-based meditation. Just let it flow in. And you will be very surprised. This one is intelligent, the pure energy. It will know how to activate whichever chakra or nadis that need to activate, that the body need to actually activate. They call open, but actually they use the thought. They try to direct it, force it, and concentrate into it. That one is tempering. That one is not the real opening. The real opening of the chakra and the nadi is a natural happening by that nature. The nature meditate. You have to trust that nature. This trust is very important. Complete trust. No more doubt. No need to do anything. That thing will move. And when it moves, the form and mind that goes through that will understand. It is so beautiful. You become so quiet and so still. Like your whole body is perfectly tuned. Just like your car engine. Tuned until the engine is so smooth. Like you cannot hear any sound. Just. But this one is more quiet some more. Still until completely still. No thought. Then whatever this movement inside, the awareness know where it goes. And you will see how it activates. Then the byproduct is gas. You will fart a lot, but no smell. Don't worry, because it's pure energy. And as you go through, you will understand. Then during that time, if it's the first time you're having it, your whole body heal. Whatever sickness or disease, it will heal because of the pure energy. But don't expect it to last forever. If you are in that state, then you live life. If after a few years, those few years, you will become, of course, very beautiful. You hardly get sick and all those things. You have no problem because all these things heal very fast. Like your whatever sinus or cold or what. Last time I remember during the holiday, I rest 5-10 minutes, I recover. My fatigue, my tiredness, sometimes I drive. I rest 5-10 minutes, I recover. Then as I age, I realize I need half hour. Then later 1 hour. Then later 2 hours. Then later to recover from my flu or whatever. Sometimes I need half a day, then 1 day. So you will have this ability to heal, to recover. But since 1989, how many years? 99, 209, 219, 31 years already. That's why this body is still a body. You cannot expect it to do magic, understand? Despite the pure energy and all those things, a body is still a body. It will have wear and tear. It will develop fatigue. That's why I try not to overuse the body. But I am all the time in a relaxed state. And my mind is very beautiful. Because of that, I can sustain it. And this year, I will develop it slightly differently because we are going to have this book, the unique code, the unique Dhamma code. I think there are total 161 codes. We are going to print that book soon. That unique code is very unique, very special. It just, these codes are very, very important. It is like a very important pointer that gives you like a pointer towards the meditation, awareness-based meditation, to understand clearly what the mind is. There are two aspects to your mind. One is the true mind, the silent mind, the true nature within. That one is the unconditioned. So everything is explained there. So if you listen attentively, you understand. The other one is the conditioned arising mind. We call it the mundane mind, your thinking mind. That one is the one that is responsible for karma, for karmic activity. So that one is the one that the Buddha always talk about under Dhammapada verse 1 and 2. Mind is the forerunner of all things. Mind is chief. When mind arises, everything arises. So when you understand that that mundane mind is responsible for all that exists within the existential world, means your life, karma, everything, then you must understand the importance of taking care of that mind. Means to take care of karma, you must take care of that mind. That's why you must train that mind in meditation. And this is what we are doing, training the mind to be aware, not to perform psychic, not to concentrate, focus, and develop all the psychic. No point. You train the mind to be silent, peaceful, aware, to develop wisdom, to awaken, to understand clearly who are you, what are you, to insight into phenomena, to realize the three characteristics of nature. That is what meditation is all about. Not to read people's mind, not to fly over the wall, levitate. That one is psychic, thought-based, energy field. The Buddha never encouraged all those things too. And he really do not teach this type of meditation. That's why he teach you the normal wisdom way, the Dhamma meditation, which is awareness or sati. So some people use the word vipassana. is a correct word. But very few people understand what vipassana is. Vipassana got two parts. Vi and Pasana. So this Vi is actually the three characteristics of nature. Three characteristics of nature. So this one is what we call anicca, dukkha, anatta. Means the universal characteristics of all phenomena within nature. They are impermanent, lead to suffering, and they are non-self or empty. Anicca, dukkha, anatta. Because it's not a permanent, unchanging entity. That's why it's non-self, empty, not you. Then this one is Pasana, is to insight into. So whatever you do in the name of meditation that can lead to this insight into the three universal characteristics, this is vipassana. Understand? So these two become one word, vipassana. Means insight into the three universal characteristics. So when you understand the definition of vipassana, then you will understand vipassana is not a method, not a technique. Vipassana is an understanding that leads to this awakening. So this understanding is very important. Then always remember the Buddha emphasized a lot on heedfulness. Dhammapada verse 21 to verse 40, the whole section on apamada vaga, means the whole section on heedfulness. So verse 21, 22, 23 are the most important Dhammapada verse on heedfulness. Verse 21, the Buddha straight away point out to you, heedfulness is the path to the deathless, whereas heedlessness is the path to the dead. The heedful never die. The heedless are as if dead. Straight away, you have to understand. If you are not heedful, you are as if dead. You don't stand a chance in the spiritual practice or spiritual life. Means you may be alive as a human being. You existed through life, but you are not living life because you are heedless. That is the meaning. And to the Buddha, you are as if dead because spiritually you are dead. You don't stand a chance to become enlightened. That's why he say the heedless are as if dead. Spiritually you are dead. Then verse 22 reinforce verse 21. He said the wise one, they are able to distinguish clearly between heedfulness and heedlessness. They were determined to be heedful. And once they determined to become heedful, they will rejoice in the rhyme of the Arya. So distinctly able to differentiate between the heedless and the heedful, the wise one will determine to develop heedfulness. And when they do that, they will rejoice in the rhyme of the Aryas, or the enlightened one. So if you determine to choose to be heedful, you will realize the enlightenment. That's why you can rejoice in the rhyme of the noble ones, or the Aryas. Then verse 23 confirm 100%. He said, the constantly meditative, ever mindful and steadfast one, they will realize the supreme born-free Nibbana. What is constantly meditative, ever mindful? These two you combine, you become heedful. So the heedful will realize the supreme enlightenment, born-free enlightenment, Nibbana. That's why we have to start from here, heedfulness. Even before he passed away, Parinibbana, he reminded the monks, strive on with heedfulness. Again that word come out. Apamadena sampadeta. That's why apamadena sampadeta. Strive on with heedfulness. Nothing else. Just do this, you will awaken. So if you understand this, in meditation, what must you do? Whatever you do, if you don't lead you to heedfulness, you are not developing the meditation as taught by the Buddha. And what is heedfulness? Constantly meditative means constantly cultivating the Noble Eightfold Path. Then the Noble Eightfold Path is the meditation as taught by the Buddha. We are under the fourth Noble Truth. The Buddha said, if you cultivate this Noble Eightfold Path, it will lead to the end of all suffering. Means you realize enlightenment. If you don't realize enlightenment, suffering cannot end. So this is the meditation. That ever mindful. To be ever mindful, you have to train your mind to be mindful first. True or not? Then stabilize it. Then only it becomes ever mindful. That's why ever mindful, constantly meditative. Means ever mindful to cultivate Noble Eightfold Path. Starting from right view, leading to right thought, right speech, right effort. Right thought, right speech, right action, and for right effort. Then right livelihood. Then you have Samasati and Samadhi. So when you train your mind to be aware, there is a first stage to develop mindfulness first. Then you stabilize it. How do you stabilize it? To stabilize it, you need to allow the mind to silence and become quiet and tranquil and still in a natural state until your mind enters sati. When your mind enters sati, you realize your true mind. You realize your true nature. And that is the beginning of real meditation. Not until you are able to be ever mindful, you cannot develop this stability of daily mindfulness. Daily mindfulness cannot come. That's why train your mind to be aware first. Then stabilize it through whatever skillful means, anapanasati or whatever. Then after that, the mind becomes very quiet, very still, silent. Then the mind enters sati. Then after you come out of the meditation, everything you do is in sati. Your awareness, kaya, every movement, every action, the awareness and the movement as one. Every seeing is in sati, specific phenomenal awareness. Then every moment of hearing is in sati, smell, taste, tactile, and even movement of sankhara activity, thought process, all in sati. You are able to be mindful of it. That's why your mind transforms and becomes very sensitive. The sensitivity of mind develops. And this can only come about when you have followed the 10th step of the Avijja Sutta. The first step of Avijja Sutta is very easy, to have Dhamma friends. So, as Kalyana, we are all Dhamma friends. We have a lot of Dhamma friends. But there are two types of Dhamma friends. Most of them are the first type. Means Dhamma friends are Dhamma practitioner or Dhamma devotees who walk the path of Dhamma. You are just a cultivator, Kalyana, walking the path of Dhamma. The second type of Kalyana is Kalyana that has the Dhamma, that has realized and awakened. The second type, the noble ones, these are very important Kalyana. You can have at least one of them. It will cut short your training. It will enable you to move very fast. Otherwise, not so easy. You can only learn from those who have awakened, who have gone through the training. Otherwise, if they themselves still have not realized, how can they teach you? They can only share with you whatever they understand. So, having Dhamma friends, you must develop the condition and affinity to have true Dhamma friends that have the Dhamma too. Yeah. And nowadays, it's not difficult. If you are observant, if you have the faith, you can find them. Yeah. Then after you have Dhamma friend, you will have condition or opportunity to listen to the Dhamma. That one is very important. That's why we establish our Kayanamita grouping. We have our sharing, our WhatsApp sharing. We have our website. All our sharing are there. Then, when you constantly listen to the Dhamma, these are the prerequisite to become Arya. Having Dhamma friend, constantly listening to Dhamma. Then reflect, contemplate, inquire. First turning is listening. First turning, wisdom. Second turning is reflect, contemplate, and inquire into the Dhamma that you have listened. So these are the first and second turning wisdom that you can realize if you really constantly listening to the Dhamma and reflect, contemplate, and inquire into the teaching that the Buddha had taught you. So if you do this, you will develop the initial wisdom which we call yoniso manasikara. Then as you develop this initial wisdom, you will have a lot of faith, a lot of joy, because you realize that the teaching as taught by the Buddha, after you investigate into them, they stand up to investigation. Then after you have developed the investigation, you develop the faith. And the faith will drive you to cultivate. That's why your sati will stabilize. Then when the first and second turning wisdom arise, it will help you straighten your view. Once your view is straightened, you will not react to sense experience like before. Your like and dislike, pleasant and unpleasant sense experience, the mental hindrance, they arise because of your wrong view. You don't have the initial wisdom. So once the initial wisdom is developed, that is stage 4 or step 4 of Avijja Sutta. So I repeat, step 1, having Kayanamita friends, Dhamma friends. Step 2, having the opportunity to constantly listening to the Dhamma, reflect, contemplate to develop the initial wisdom. Step 3 is, after you investigate into this Dhamma, after you have listened to it, put it to test, investigate, then it's stand up to investigation. Your faith in the Buddha and his teaching become unshakable, enhanced. That is the third step. Then when the first and second turning wisdom arise, it will accumulate into the fourth step. That's why fourth step is yoniso manasikara. After the fourth step, the fifth step is sati sampajana, mindfulness and clear comprehension. Means daily mindfulness and clear comprehension of all action, all movement in the present moment. Without step 2 and step 4, the initial wisdom, your daily mindfulness can never stabilize. That's why you need the initial wisdom, so that when your mind do not stir and react so often, it becomes more quiet, more peaceful. Do you realize that? Then when you meditate, you don't have the problem of other people. Where your spiritual faculties are there, your initial wisdom is there. Then you know how to relax, you know how to be aware, and you know how to meditate. And you know how to develop the silent mind, the true mind, the meditative mind, that is constantly aware, ever mindful. That's how the daily mindfulness come about. Then you are able to have this peaceful moment. Every moment of sense experience, you no longer react and stir your mind like before, like and dislike, pleasant and unpleasant. all this movement become less and less, until suddenly one day you can be at peace with most activity. That's how your stability of daily mindfulness can come about. Then your initial wisdom stabilize until it's very stable, then you can deal with life. You can confront life. Means every moment of sense experience, you are different. You no longer stir your mind like before. You become more at peace. You become more peaceful, more tranquil, more calm, more still. Your mind state are different. You have right view. So as you develop this ability, then when you go into the form of meditation and sitting, it becomes very easy. Straight away you go in. Within less than 1 minute, you go into samadhi. The silent mind without thought straight away. Then in the midst of life, daily mindfulness, you also can be in sati, ever mindful, constantly meditative. That's why during that time, your formal meditation becomes very simple. When you relax aware, you straight away go into the meditative state. And you can recuperate. And you can do the fourth support, thrust. Yeah. So during that time, you will progress very fast. Then you will witness a lot of essential Dhamma arising within your form and mind. The Buddha's teaching become very clear to you. You understand very fast. That's why once sati sampajana is there, you will have more and more space between thought. You have less sankhara, more space between thought. Well, when avijja is less, after you have developed the straightening of the view, the initial wisdom, less avijja, less sankhara. That's why space between thought become more and more, more and more, more and more. Until throughout the day, most of the time, you are ever mindful, constantly meditative. During that time, you cultivate the four foundations of mindfulness, you progress very fast. But after the fifth step, which is sati sampajana, you will immediately be able to have sense restraint. As I step 6 is sense restraint. You're no longer able to break your precept because your mindfulness has become so sensitive, so stable, together with the initial wisdom. So at the moment of sense experience, this initial wisdom will come out and prompt you and teach you how to accept the reality of the moment and how not to be deceived by the evil roots of greed, hatred, and delusion, the phenomenal world, by the sankhara activity. So all this will transform you. That's why your mind becomes so sensitive. Any moment that the mind wants to react or stir or to develop the fear or the emotion, you straight away aware. And your initial wisdom straight away, sankhara anicca, sankhara dukkha, exists. That's why it can develop the fourth right effort. Prevent the arising of the unwholesome thought. Prevent the arising of the unwholesome speech and the unwholesome action. So when you can do that, means what? Your sense restraint is in place. Your precept, you cannot break anymore. That's why step 6 is a natural consequence. Once you have sati sampajana, sense restraint will be there. Your precept will be well kept. After that stage, you are at least a sotapan. Otherwise, you cannot do that. The 5 precepts, only the sotapan onward, you can maintain them. Otherwise, you can still break them. Then after the sense restraint, because you constantly cultivate the meditation as taught by the Buddha, which is Noble Eightfold Path, that's why you can arise the 3 types of right conduct. So step 7 is having the ability to arise the 3 types of right conduct. What are they? Right thought, right speech, right action. They are always with you. Once you develop step 7, possibility of becoming a sakadagami is very high. Because step 6 already guaranteed minimum sotapanna-ship. Step 7, very likely, is already sakadagami-ship. Do you know the reason or not? What is step 8? Huh? Step 8 is what? After sense restraint, 3 way of right conduct, step 8 is what? Cultivate satipatthana, the 4 foundation of mindfulness. In the final summary of the 4 foundation of mindfulness, what did the Buddha promise you? If you cultivate these 4 foundation of mindfulness, maximum 7 years. Shortest is, I think, 7 days. You will realize at least what? Anagami. That's why when you go to step 8, it's at least anagami. Do you understand? If there is no more that subtle mana or subtle conceit, they use the word, you would have become an arahant. Do you understand? The subtle ego. So, step 8, cultivating the 4 foundation of mindfulness, sati, patthana, become very easy if you have done the first 7 steps. Because step 2, step 4, and step 5 will give you the ability to understand the 4 foundation of mindfulness very, very easily and very fast. That's why after that, when you really go into the cultivation of Satipatthana Sutta, the 4 foundation of mind, it's so simple. Where your mind has already entered Sati, your daily mindfulness is established. So in the formal meditation, you can realize the understanding very fast. Then all the word inside there, you not only understand the deep meaning, you can understand what really the Buddha meant. That's why after step 8, what did the Avijja Sutta say? You will witness what? Step 9 is what? The 7 factors of enlightenment keep on arising. Do you realize? Once the 7 factors of enlightenment keep on arising means what? You are on the right path. Understand? Otherwise the factors of enlightenment will not be there. But the gullible thing is a lot of people say they already very advanced in their meditation. Maybe sometimes they even think that they already are there. But when you check, the factors of enlightenment are hardly there. Understand? Sometimes sati, the real sati, also not there. Then what about investigation of Dhamma? It's mainly knowledge, thought-based. The factors of enlightenment, the real one, is different. Sati itself is different. It's awareness before the knowing. It's just that silent mind, aware, without thought. And it's that silent mind that can investigate Dhamma. You cannot use the thought to analyze. That is not Dhamma investigation. That is rationalization. Understand? Trying to use the intellectual, the thinking, to rationalize and to come out with the knowledge. But the real factor of enlightenment is different. When you have sati, you really see. And when you can see the subtle greed, the subtle defilement, everything, then only you can investigate Dhamma. You can investigate into the Dhammapada verse 1 and 2, whether what the Buddha mentioned is true or not. Dhammapada verse 21. The heedless are as if dead. You understand very fast because you have realized the heedfulness. And you know what is heedful living and what is heedless living. You know the big difference between heedlessness and heedfulness. That's why your mind becomes very different. Then when you can see that very clearly, the factors of enlightenment, when they arise, they become so beautiful. Sati lead to Dhamma investigation, and this Dhamma investigation is going into the subtle mind state. Without the silent mind, the true Sati, you can never investigate the real Dhamma. Then after you investigate the Dhamma stand up to investigation, your faith becomes unshakable. That's how you have this strong faith that will push you to meditate. And what is that spiritual faculty? Virya. That's why once it stand up to investigation, after Dhamma investigation, that faith becomes unshakable. It will drive you to cultivate. That's why Virya is there. That is the third enlightenment factor. And when Virya is there, you will experience what? Piti. Understand? Because with Virya, your sati will become very stable. Then when your sati is very stable, Piti will arise. After Piti, you're supposed to go through Sukhang. But the Buddha knew Sukhang is not an enlightenment factor. It's a distraction. That's why I say relax into it, experience it, understand it, and just let it be. Do not go and look for it. Do not cling on to it. Because that experience of Sukhang can be really blissful. So a lot of people are trapped in that. Because every time they meditate, they try to develop that blissfulness of mind, that type of special meditative state. So all this, when you understand, you will not get trapped. Then once you develop piti, the next enlightenment factor is passaddhi. Passaddhi is the fifth enlightenment factor. And passaddhi is none other than the tranquility of mind, the stillness of mind, the silent mind. Then when you stabilize that with the initial wisdom, it becomes samadhi. Samadhi means the collected mind, the unwavering mind. That mind that is so stable, at the moment of sense experience in your daily life, it will not waver. That's why it is always collected. That's why when you have that samadhi initially, with the initial wisdom, that samadhi will enable you to see things as they are. Because it doesn't waver. Understand? Fear, worry, anxiety doesn't arise. And it's collected. That's why it can see things as they are. Means the reality. Then you can see the dependent originating, condition arising, cause of. Then you realize, hey no you, hey no me. When it is not a permanent, unchanging entity. It's just form and mind, evolving, coming and going, constantly manifesting, disappearing. Then you start to see all this very clearly. It's only when you have the ability to see things as they are, then you awaken to the truth and the reality. That's how panya, wisdom, comes to be. And when wisdom comes to be, samadhi transforms into equanimity. So equanimity is the last enlightenment factor born of wisdom. You don't need samadhi anymore after that. After that you can grow old, become very weak, cannot maintain your samadhi, never mind. You have that wisdom, make you equanimous, free your mind. That's why the last factor enlightenment is very different from samadhi. Those who go into jhana, concentration, energy field, they need that type of samadhi to make them peaceful, unwavering. But that one is not the real one. Because that one, all of the defilements, they are suppressed. The mental hindrance, they are all suppressed, not rooted out yet. That's why it has to be a free mind, completely free, not in concentration, not in absorption, but a free mind, yet collected, unwavering. Because when we meditate, the silent mind is what? Passaddhi, tranquility of mind, stillness of mind, the silent. And that mind is not stable. But you already know that nature. That nature cannot come out to live life. It's the unconditioned. No word inside there, nothing. That's why that one is not a permanent, unchanging entity. That one is a nature within. So that one, you have to realize it first. That's why passaddhi has to come first. Then when that one is realized, you continue to relax and silent until that one enters sati. Until that mind enters sati. Means that silent mind It's the mind that enters sati. It's always with you. That's how you become ever mindful. Then if you do the fourth support, trust, if you develop it correctly, all this internal vibration will transform until your vibration becomes so fine. The pure mind, the pure energy, the wisdom, everything, make the vibration very fine. It is so fine until your mundane mind cannot exist. You know what happened? The mundane mind will collapse like a layer of consciousness. Slowly, slowly it will slip off, collapse. Then when the mundane mind collapses, your mind becomes the supramundane, very fine, like no mind at all. It's like a whole layer of gross consciousness gone. The mundane mind is gone, completely gone. But you are not dead. You don't have to go for rebirth and all. Your form and mind, the five aggregates, still there. That one only the higher beings, Bodhisattva onward, they cultivate that nature, the fourth support, trust, that will lead to the transformation. The mundane mind can collapse when they are quite advanced in their cultivation of the Bodhisattva way. So when that thing happens, their nature suddenly shine forth. It's like all the cloud, all dispersed, understand? When there is no more cloud, nothing to cloud your mind, like the sun, it will shine forth. That's why you see the bright sun. Actually, our nature inside is already ever shining. The awareness is ever shining. That's why that one is never born. It is eternalized within, where this is the origin nature, the true nature, the unborn, the uncreated. So from here, when this one shine forth, I still remember in the year 1989, I was so amazed. For 1 week I sat there. I was thinking, what happened? What happened to that mind, that thinking mind, the mundane mind? Completely vanished, gone, drop off. Then I no need to practice, I no need to cultivate. Well, that nature shine forth. And I'm constantly aware, ever mindful throughout the day, every moment, and even when I go to sleep. Then things that I never see before, I start to see. And nothing has changed. The world is still the world. Everything is still the same. But how come last time when the mundane mind is there, I cannot see? But once that one is no more, everything becomes clear. That's why I came to realize one very important understanding. Truth is everywhere in the midst of life and nature. Why can't you see? For those who see, they always see. The characteristics of nature is always there in the midst of life and nature. Every moment, every instant. For those who see, they always see. Because that nature is like that. That's why that mind, that transform, is very different. And these 7 factors of enlightenment, when they arise, step 9, it will guarantee you step 10, enlightenment in the here and the now. That form a mind that goes through all this process and transformation will understand. So that is the real training. That's why today I want to summarize this for you, so that when you go to the retreat, you will know how to develop this meditation. And I need to go through the unique code with you. This time, I want you to understand. The understanding should be deeper, stable, so that when you meditate, you straight away go in. And I can guarantee you, you will progress very, very fast. Even within the 8 days. You may not need 8 days. A few days is enough. And this teaching can really transform you, transform your life, and let you understand life beautifully, clearly, so that you can get to live life the different way, through the heedful way, no more heedless. So heedfulness is very important. When you are at the retreat, you will understand what heedfulness is. Because when you are heedful, aware, mindful, your mind is so different. It's no longer chattering, verbalizing. It's no longer like heedlessly running wild. You want to control, you cannot control. But when you understand what sati is, and when you develop the daily mindfulness, you realize your mind is throughout the day peaceful, tranquil, quiet, still. Most of the time, very different. And there is clarity. There is silence within. There is energy. There is understanding. Then you start to become very different. You talk less. You develop more daily mindfulness. Then everything you do, you are mindful. When you sit, how you move into that posture, you are aware. The four posture in daily life, you also aware. Then when you bow, body and mind as one, you have faith. Saddha lead to virya, then sati. Then you stabilize it, it becomes samadhi. Then in the retreat, throughout the day, you listen to the Dhamma. You meditate, you chant, you recite, you develop the faith. Then you cultivate, you contemplate, you reflect. Everything that you need to do, the 10 steps in the Avijja Sutta, you can finish them all. It's not difficult. And the Heart Sutta book, if I go through with you, you will learn a lot of things. Even you can be very new, you don't worry. You learn very fast. Because now the consciousness is very different, I realize. The sharing can be faster than last time. Last time I think the consciousness is somehow different. Like last time I used to share with the birthday client when Ingvi was there. What type of meditation can teach you to enter passaddhi, tranquility of mind, stillness of mind, without concentration, without method, without technique, without focusing? The free mind becomes so quiet, so peaceful, and so still. Who can teach you that type of meditation? Only the Buddha's awareness way, mindfulness way. Of course, he started with anapanasati, where he realized at that time a lot of monks were sitting on the floor doing anapanasati, where that is also part of the Hindu object of meditation. Then they go into jhana, absorption, everything. And he find that useful too, to anchor the mind and all things. That's why in the Satipatthana Sutta, Kaya Nupassana, you realize the first category of practice is anapanasati. But the short version, not the long version. Do you understand? It's just to train your mind to be aware. Means, anapana is in and out breath. Sati is mindfulness. Just mindfulness of the in and out breath. That's it. Breathing in, aware. Breathing out, aware. Then later on, breathing in, experiencing peace, aware. Experiencing tranquility, stillness, aware. Just aware. No need to know anything. Those are the mind state that you have to develop. Then after that, the anapanasati will transform until it becomes very quiet and very still. That's why I say, later on, experiencing the tranquility, the stillness, aware. That is when the mind wants to enter sati already. Then after you have developed anapanasati, means the ability to be aware and mindful, the next category of practice is what? Mindfulness of the four posture. Remember? Standing aware, walking aware, sitting aware, lying down aware. Then the third category of practice is sati sambhajana. Mindfulness and clear comprehension of all the connecting moments between the four posture. Means daily mindfulness. That's why it all tie up with the Avijja Sutta. The only difference is explained under that four foundation of mindfulness in a different way. Because that one is supposed to be step 8 only you do. So a lot of people don't understand. They think vipassana is very important. It can lead to enlightenment, become arahant and all those things. So they are so interested in the four foundations of mindfulness. That's why they go straight into that cultivation, not knowing that that is step 8. Before you develop the first 7 steps, you go there, you are wasting your time. You cannot develop it. Do you understand? And they forgot that statement, no? The opening statement for this 4 foundation of mindfulness. Every foundation before you start, they always have this word, after overcoming covetousness and grief. Then only you develop Kaya Nupassana, Vedana Nupassana, Cinta Nupassana, Citta Nupassana, not Cinta, sorry, Citta Nupassana and Dhamma Nupassana. What is the meaning of overcoming, after overcoming covetousness and grief? Means you got no more covetousness and grief. Do you understand? And how do you have the ability to be in that state? You must finish step 4, step 5, leading to step 6, sense restraint, understand? And step 7. Then only you can have that state of after overcoming covetousness and grief. Otherwise you still have. That's why to do the 4 foundation of mindfulness, you must be at least a Sakadagami, a Sotapan or a Sakadagami. Because 4 foundation of mindfulness, step 8 is to realize at least Anagami. And without the Sati Sampajana, daily mindfulness, stability of mindfulness and clear comprehension, chances of deviation is very big, very real. And chances of inability to cultivate 4 foundation of mindfulness is very, very high. That's why without the step 4 and step 5, Yoniso Manasikara and Sati Sampajana, technically you cannot move on to 4 foundation of mindfulness, where you haven't have the ability to understand. You must have the ability to overcome covetousness and grief. And that one, very few people pay attention to that sentence. Yeah. So now you look at Avijja Sutta, you look at the 4 foundations, then you try to link. Then you realize what the Buddha's meaning, deep meaning is. The 4 foundation of mindfulness is to be cultivated only after you have cleared the first 7 steps, or at least the first 5 steps of the Avijja Sutta. Means Sati Sampajana must be very stable. Otherwise, you cannot do it. Without that understanding, a lot of people, I realize, wasted time on doing Satipatthana. They are doing knowledge-based, thought-based Satipatthana. So if you do that, you have to ask yourself, are you really doing it in accordance with what the Buddha meant? Or doing it appropriately? Because if Sati also you have not developed, Sati Sampajana also you have not developed, that step 5. Or the initial wisdom, Yoniso Manasikara, also not developed. You can't really understand Satipatthana. That's why for me, at that time, I was thinking, why? How come I can understand the Satipatthana so different from these people who write about Satipatthana or teach Satipatthana? That's why I remember the final summary. You asking me, the book came out, the last chapter, and it was so beautiful. So everything was summarized inside there. The yellow book, go and read. That one is really beautiful.